What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City video. Today we're going to be doing the preview of Manchester City's home match against Newcastle United. Back to the Etihad after 5 consecutive away games for Manchester City in all competitions. It's City taking on Newcastle United at 12:30 PM GMT kickoff time on Saturday, March 4th, 2023. Anyone that's going to the game, do enjoy yourselves. The game is live on BT Sport in the UK, and unfortunately I'm going to be away this weekend, so no watch along, but we'll be back again next weekend for our match against Crystal Palace. But before I do crack on with this video, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, you want to help to support my channel, then do subscribe, press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. Social media links, they're in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. My email also in the description too. If you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries, TikTok link also in the description if you want to go and follow me on there. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up too. 100 likes is the aim. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments below, including your score and team prediction for this game. Finally, this video is sponsored and it's brought to you by BetMate. There's a £500 pot available for this game, £5 entry fee. You can join the pot by either selecting it on the front page of the app, or you can use code FF-MCI-NEW. So FF-MCI-NEW to join. BetMate is much like fantasy football. You select your team based on things like saves made, clean sheets, headers, clearances, tackles, shots, goals, assists, the works, everything. So if you're good at fantasy football, you'll really enjoy BetMate, and you can come and join BetMate and you can use code JSGC10 on sign up and you'll get £10 in free bets. You can download the free BetMate app now. The link is in the description. You must be 18 or over to gamble in the UK, and the app is available to those only in the United Kingdom. So Newcastle, fresh from their loss against Manchester United in the Carabao Cup final, they now find themselves 5th, 4 points behind Spurs in 4th and potential Champions League football next season. Newcastle do have 2 games in hand. However, since the World Cup has ended and Premier League football has resumed, Newcastle in all competitions have played 14 games. They've won 6 of them, and they've found themselves falling off ever so slightly and kind of struggling to find a little bit of form. They've got no more cup matches to come. It's a straight focus between now and the end of the season for them on the Premier League, and to be honest, they could do with started to get a run of form, 2 or 3 victories in a row, and they could do with probably getting something here at the Etihad. They can't allow Spurs to be getting too far ahead of them. Spurs playing away from home against Wolverhampton Wanderers at 3 PM, so Newcastle get to go first this weekend. So we'll see what happens in terms of the race for the top 4, but Newcastle under a little bit of scrutiny and under a little bit of pressure. So where are the dangers for Newcastle? Well, they're very strong defensively. Just 15 goals conceded in 23 games. They've scored 35 goals. They've got the best defence in the Premier League. They've kept the most clean sheets, 12, and a 5th of all goals conceded for Newcastle this season in the Premier League came in 1 game at St James's Park against Manchester City back in August. That finished 3-3. Now, Manchester City, we've conceded 25 times. We've conceded 10 more times than Newcastle when playing the same amount of games. However, City have scored nearly 30 goals more than Newcastle, 64 goals for City, and City have got the best attack in the league. So we are seeing the best attack taking on the best defence, and that is a recipe for Manchester City dropping points. We're going to get hit on the counter-attack. They're going to sit deep, restrict space. They're very good at this as well, and they're going to try and hurt Man City on the counter-attack. Newcastle know where the back of the net is. They can be a clinical team as well. So if Man City want anything from this game, they've got to show a lethal touch in front of goal. And so there's a lot of pressure here on Newcastle. There's even more pressure with Man City trying to chase the Premier League as well. And you just feel like every single game between now and the end of the season in the Premier League is a cup final for Manchester City. So City really needs to turn up and showcase that they can win this game. Now, Newcastle, I'm expecting their team to be made up of Nick Pope in goal. He returns between the sticks. Kieran Trippier at right back. I think we're going to see potentially a back three of Schar, Botman and Burn, which would give a little bit more freedom to Kieran Trippier. However, if they go with a flat back four, then it may well be Dan Burn going in at left back. There's lots of power. There's lots of height. I don't think crosses are going to be the way to go here for Manchester City. So I just feel like going with an extra attacker, starting Haaland alongside Julian Alvarez and going 2 up top like we did against Bournemouth may just help Man City to be creative here, to get some opportunities away, and hopefully we won't have a game like we did against Nottingham Forest where our shooting boots aren't on and we can put our chances away, because after all, every single game in the Premier League between now and the end of the season is going to be decided on if Man City are clinical or not, and there's no margin for error right now. We're 5 points behind Arsenal. This is a must-win game, and Man City really do need to turn up. Now, Newcastle in terms of midfield, Guimaraes I'm expecting to be starting. I'm expecting him to be fit for this game. He should go alongside Joelinton and Sean Longstaff. Almiron could be good on the right wing, Saint-Maximin going on the left wing, and I'm not too sure if it's going to be Isaac or Wilson starting up top for Newcastle, but it's a good team. It's a solid team. They've got a good manager in Eddie Howe as well. This won't be easy at all for Manchester City. Now, both sides, they've got 13 games to play between now and the end of the season, and Newcastle will be thinking to themselves, win 9 or 10 of them, and that might be enough for them to make the Champions League spot next season. We'll see. For Man City, there's 39 points available. If we win all our games, that takes us to 94 points. That will win the Premier League. There's a fine margin for error here for Manchester City. We can't afford to be dropping too many more points between now and the end of the season. We've not got the easiest run-in. Arsenal haven't got the easiest of run-in. There's points that are going to be dropped between now and the end of the season. We need to keep it to a minimum, and we need to be making sure we're getting a run of form, because that's the one thing that's really evaded Manchester City this season. We haven't had that run of form of 6, 7, 8 consecutive Premier League games winning, because that's what's needed. And if us or United or Arsenal can do that, and one of them 3 clubs will do that between now and the end of the season, that will be the team, in my opinion, that wins the Premier League. So Man City have got a chance here, if we can win, to get a little bit of momentum, make it 3 wins in a row in all competitions, and we can push on from there and get that pressure applied. We'll go in before Arsenal. They're playing later on against Bournemouth at home. I think they're at home anyway. In the Premier League at 3 o'clock. Manchester United taking on Liverpool on Sunday as well. So we go first. We've got a chance here to get 3 points on the board and pressure applied. Arsenal might have won the game now. There might be 5 points clear of us. But if we're going before them and we win, then bam, we're just 2 points behind them, pressure onto them. And if they end up dropping points at any point soon, then all of a sudden, if Man City go before Arsenal on another week, and Arsenal's already dropped some points, if Man City win, then we might have played a game more, but we'd be ahead of them. And it's psychological, and that's what it'll take to win this Premier League. Now, for Manchester City, I'd like to see 2 up top. Newcastle going to sit tight. Quite frankly, I want to be seeing Julian Alvarez starting this game alongside Erling Haaland, and I think we need to alter our team around that, and if that means going with a defender less or a midfielder less, then so be it. Something has to be sacrificed, and in my opinion, the way that Man City win this game is through attacking, free-flowing football. Worked really well against Bournemouth last weekend, putting a good performance against Bristol City in midweek in the FA Cup as well. So in my opinion, I'd be going with 1 less midfielder, going with an extra attacker, and telling Alvarez his job: sit deep, sit tight, drop deep, pick up the space, pick up the ball, and try and find a bit of space for some of our wingers or Erling Haaland, and get him through balls and playing him in when he needs to. I'm not expecting Newcastle to give much space, so Man City just kind of really need to be on it. So I'm going to pop up my team prediction now, and I'm going with Ederson in goal. Ortega Moreno, he picked up an arm injury. I'm waiting for, I've filmed this video before. We've got team news from Pep Guardiola in his press conference for this Newcastle game. So I don't know what his injury status is, but I'm not expecting Ortega Moreno to be starting in this game. But we're just waiting to see how serious that injury is. So Ederson will start in goal. I'm going with a back 3, Akanji on the right, Ake on the left, and Ruben Dias going through the middle. That to me is Man City's most solidified defence that we've got right now, with the injury to John Stones and Aymeric Laporte. I don't know what's going on with Aymeric Laporte. And so the bigger question is, who's going to be given more space in the middle. Now, we could go with Rico Lewis and make it more of a three-man defence and make it a three-man midfield with Rico Lewis sitting alongside Rodri for extra cover. I've gone with Walker and for him to have a little bit more of attacking freedom and for him to get forward and try and create some opportunities, whether that would be some low balls into the box or just making a nuisance of himself and getting himself involved more. And obviously with Kyle Walker being so rapid as well, you know, you've got the advantage of him being able to get back and track back and help Manchester City out defensively, because Newcastle offensively, they've got some very, very good players. And so we could have Kyle Walker, if we wanted to, sit tight to Saint-Maximin, try and keep him quiet, as that nullifies one side of Newcastle's attack. But we'll see what City go with. And I've gone with Rodri and Gundogan. So the two players that are unlucky to miss out here, Kevin De Bruyne, he's only just come back from injury, and also Bernardo Silva, who did grab a goal at St James's Park. So I was umming and ahhing. And to me, the only way Bernardo Silva starts this game is if we end up going not with a front two, and I want to see a front two. So Bernardo Silva, he's the player that's missed out, and I'm going with Rodri, Gundogan, Alvarez to drop deeper into space, almost acting as a number 9 for Manchester City. I've got Erling Haaland starting up top, and then I've got Phil Foden on the right hand side. I was impressed with what I saw of Phil Foden against Bristol City and deserves to start in this game. And I put Jack Grealish on the left hand side. It could be Mahrez starting on the right and Foden going on the left. We'll have to wait and see. Now, that does mean options from the bench, if they go with the team that I've gone with, would be players like De Bruyne, Mahrez, Bernardo, Kalvin Phillips, Rico Lewis, Aymeric Laporte. They're all senior options there for Manchester City from the bench. And as I said, I'm looking for an attacking approach here from Manchester City. No overthinking it. Man City are coming here to create opportunities and to score goals. If we score one, keep pushing, grab a second. Grab a second, great. Don't change things. Keep going, keep pushing. Grab a third. And that, to me, is Man City's best way of defending, and it's Man City's best way to winning games and having some success come the end of the season. I'm going for Man City to win this game, and I'm going for City to win by 2-0. Now, in terms of betting tips, I was thinking this might be both teams to score. It was a very entertaining game at St James's Park with a 3-3, and I thought it might go a similar way here, but Newcastle are very strong defensively since then. They've tightened up a lot, so I'm not too sure it will be both teams to score. This would be a case of, I've got a feeling it's going to be a case of Man City needing to break down a stubborn Newcastle team, and I don't think that will come until the second half. They're good defensively, so Man City just need to be defensively aware, so to speak, of any counter-attack threats, and then just putting their opportunities away into the back net. If we could grab an early goal, then that would settle the nerves, I'm sure, as I'm sure fans will get very agitated the longer this game goes on if things aren't going Man City's way. So I don't think this is going to be both teams to score. That's my first betting tip. I'm going for Phil Foden any time if he does start continuing his good form. He's started to find his form very nicely now. I'm going for Erling Haaland and Julian Alvarez if he does start, with both getting at least one shot on target, and I'm going for 10 plus booking points for both teams. Now, moving on to today's video sponsor, BetMate. £500 pot, £5 entry fee. You can enter by joining BetMate, and you do that by downloading the app. The link's in the description. It's a free app to download. It's available to anybody in the UK. And then on sign up, just use code JSGC10 and you'll get £10 in free bets, and you can use them free bets to join this pot for free. My team for this pot, I've got Ederson in goal. I've got Ruben Dias and Kieran Trippier as my defenders, Foden and Gundogan as my midfielders, and I've got Grealish and Erling Haaland as my attackers. My bench is made up of Pope, Botman, Almiron and Saint-Maximin. Strong bench made up of Newcastle players, mainly because I have to select 6 players as a maximum from each team. I've got my 6 City players, so I had to make up the rest with Newcastle players. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to check my team, as I think I might be driving, so I'll go with a strong bench made up of Newcastle players that I'm expecting to start in this game. So if any City players are rotated, then I'm putting myself in the strongest position possible that some of the Newcastle players might pick up some points, but we will see. You can go and check out BetMate though. Links and details there in the description, and thank you to BetMate for sponsoring this video. So let's go. It's the first of 13 massive Premier League Cup finals coming up. We need them wins. We need to start building up a run of form, because we're entering into the business end of the season now. We've got just one more Premier League game to go between now and the international break in March against Crystal Palace away from home next week. Arsenal's going to play an extra game because they'll be playing the week after on the 18th of March, because City are going to be in FA Cup action. So Man City really need to just keep a momentum run going, keeping the wind coming and applying pressure that way, and then assess the situation again when we get back from the international break, where we know what we need to do. We know we've got a big game coming up at the end of April against Arsenal, and hopefully we can get a favour between now and the international break, and if City can win both games, then we can go from there and we'll see what happens. But this title race certainly not over for City. Very exciting. United very much in the race. Arsenal, they're on top, 5 points clear as well. They've got a big game coming up at Bournemouth at home just after this City game, so hopefully we can get the pressure applied and we'll go from there. So there we go. That has been the video. Thank you for watching. Much appreciated. Leave a thumbs up if you did enjoy this video. 100 likes is the aim. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments below, including your score and team prediction for this game. Also, don't forget as well to subscribe to my channel if you're new around here. Press that red button, press the bell and put your push notifications on. Also, don't forget as well to go and check out my social media links. They're in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Email also in the description below too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. TikTok link also in the description if you want to go and follow me on there. And do go and check out today's video sponsor, BetMate. Links and details, they're all in the description to go and check them out. And finally, I will have a YouTube Shorts video out with my thoughts after the City Newcastle game tomorrow for you to look forward to, and I'll have a full review out when I get back from my weekend away on Monday, along with plenty more content as well coming throughout the week, so you've got that to look forward to. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.